Hello, beautiful people. I am super excited about today's video. I think I'm excited about like every video I do. Anyway, in today's video, I am going to be telling you the things I didn't like about quarantine, because there were several. Okay, to start off, the first thing that I didn't like about quarantine was all the fear. That to me was probably the craziest thing. Not only was it crazy, but it was really unsettling, and there was so much fear. I understand people can get sick and die. I think maybe I have an interesting viewpoint when it comes to death, because I personally have been through my fair share of like almost dying experiences. It's been crazy. So to see other people so scared, and then myself, I'm like, but we didn't die, and we can take precautions, and why are you making people like paranoid and losing their mind? So the amount of fear that was just in the atmosphere, and that was like really being put out through the news and social media, and like people talking about it, was just so unsettling for me. And like spiritually, I really did not like at all. It was really difficult. The second thing was the amount of uncertainty that came with everything that happened, from hey, like not knowing if I'm going to be going back to work, not knowing if I'm going to be able to go back to Asia. Oh, look, I can't go back to Asia right now. Not knowing what's going to happen with my family. Like, oh, we're on, what did they say? Like stay at home. And so what does that look like? How long are we staying at home? Like there were so many things that were not clear. So many things that were uncertain, and that we didn't have a lot of direction. And because of all of that uncertainty and being in limbo with everything, that also perpetuated the fear. And it was just like, ugh, I did not like it at all. It was awful. Next, since I'm back in America and it's an election year, I hated, and I do not use that word lightly, I hated all of like the keyboard warriors, the politics, and the negativity that came with it. So let me be very, very clear. I actually enjoy politics. I love having dialogue and talking to people, and getting different viewpoints and understanding where people are coming from. That part I love. I love being able to discuss different bills that might come into law, what we think about that, what the long-term effects are going to be. I love all of that stuff. That stuff I heart. It's amazing. What I hate is when people start talking about something politically and then they turn personal. So instead of taking care of an issue, right? Let's say, because this is a big one, this is what's up. Let's say I'm like, I like my president, and this person's like, I hate my president. And this person, because I like my president, this person is then going to personally attack me. Well, I'm entitled to my feelings and my opinion. Every human being is entitled to their feelings and their opinion. We don't have to agree with someone's opinion. We have the freedom not to. We don't have to support their opinion or their feelings, right? But it is important to acknowledge how someone feels, and it is important to acknowledge what their opinion is. But it's not okay to personally call names, to personally cut someone down, to make it personal when it's really about politics, right? Whether it's my president, whether it's laws that are being passed here in my home state, in my city, whether it's things that people have to do or should not do. Like, we are our own sovereign individuals, right? That's just how it is. Like, I am in charge of Loren, fun fact, right? And someone else is in charge of whoever they are. And if we can always agree to disagree, and that's okay. But what was happening, especially during quarantine, because people are like, I'm online, and that's all I can do is be online and watch Netflix. I'm like, that's what they were doing, is they're coming at it not so much from like, hey, I want to understand and learn, but it was like, well, if you think this way, then you're this. And it was just a lot of negativity, and I hated it. Not a fan. Like, I am definitely a person that prefers to sit down to understand, as opposed to, if you don't agree with me, then you're trash. Like, really? What are you, in the 6th grade? Also, did your parents not teach you manners? Again, whatever. Next. All right. The 4th thing that I didn't like is actually one of the things that I did like. So it was in my other video, but it was self-reflection and inner work. Why didn't I like it? Because it's hard. It's really hard. It's so amazing, which is why I put it in my video where I was talking about the things that I liked about quarantine. It's so good, but I didn't like it at the same time, because it's looking in the mirror and being like, you need to fix your ish. And I had a lot of stuff I had to fix. And in quarantine, it's not like I could be like, I'm going to focus over here and go stay busy, like working, hanging out with friends, going out. Nope, I'm at home having to fix myself. And it was so hard. I still have lots of work to do. I'm not perfect, and I'm so not done, but I worked on some stuff. I have more stuff to work on. It was hard, really hard. So I did not fully enjoy that. The next thing, the 5th thing, I did not enjoy feeling confined. That was really difficult. So I am an ambivert. Those of you that don't know, an ambivert is an introvert and an extrovert. So I love spending time with people and hanging out and just getting to know them. I love people. I just think people are great. Not all, some are crazy, but the majority are great. And I also enjoy my alone time. Like, my average week, so I would work from 7 to 11:15 in the morning, and then from 1, give or take 1:30 to like 4:55. And on the days where I didn't work in the afternoon, I had Vietnamese lessons, and then I worked in the evening from 6 to 8:30, and which was great. And then sometimes I would tutor after. That's generally my schedule, right? So pretty busy schedule. And on the weekends, I did a lot of stuff. I hosted game nights, and I also had Vietnamese class, and then like social things, and I'd meet up with friends. But there would probably be like 2 weekends in a month where I'm like, I'm not leaving my house because I like being by myself. And that's totally okay. Like, I'm an introvert and an extrovert, and so you have to find that balance. And in quarantine, it was like 100% introverted life. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Thankfully, I was here with my family, so I wasn't alone, but it was still, not being able to leave my house was like so crazy, especially when it would snow. So like, for example, tonight I just got done going for a walk with my neighbor. We have this really pretty lake, and it's like amazing. I love it. And we could do that when the weather was nice. But then there were times when it would snow, and you're like, wow, that's a whole 72 hours I'm in my house. That's not cool. So that was really hard for me. Just something I didn't like. Then finally, the last thing, overeating. So, I don't eat a whole lot. Like, I eat when I'm hungry, and when I'm not hungry, I don't eat. But I, like, adjusting to everything, I would just go to the fridge and just to go to the fridge. I don't need to eat. I'm not actually hungry, but I was bored, and I would just eat. And it was so funny to me. Interesting. Like, ha ha ha. Yeah, you're right. Kind of funny, because when I was here in January, and then went back to Vietnam for 3 weeks, one of my friends was like, you got a little fat. And I was like, you're a jerk. Psh, yes, I did get a little fat. My mom ate food. And that is just like, I feel like Vietnamese culture, they're very honest. And so like, if you're fat, you're fat. Like, they're just going to tell you. And then my housekeeper too, she was like, hey, it's so nice to see you. You gained some kilos. And I was like, yes, I did. Yes, my mother made food. So this time when I was back, I was like, note to self, don't just eat all of your mom's food because it's here. Like, pace yourself. And then we had quarantine, and I was like, I'm not pacing. And so that was one of the things I didn't like. Thankfully, I've we have like, I'm able to go and walk around our lake and exercise and do really cool things. So it wasn't like crazy. Like I didn't gain a whole lot of weight, but let me tell you, yeah, I was looking kind of fluffy. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's actually not because I was looking fluffy. It was just eating that much unnecessarily is ridiculous, I felt, for me. That's all. Anyway, those are the things that I didn't like about quarantine. Leave a comment down below. What things did you not like about quarantine? And what things did you like about quarantine? I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.